to mix liquids of different viscosity in order to create something that nobody has ever seen. And he didn't either. So he did the following. Imagine a salad bowl out of glass, and you fill it in say, a light oil, salad oil, but it has to be transparent. Now you take red nail polish, which is heavier, and you take one of those things where you put drops in your eye, and you do one drop and let it fall into the salad oil. Now, you do it from high up or you do it from near. See the difference. You film it with a high-speed camera at 320 frames a second. Now, in order to get an exposure at that speed, you need an enormous amount of light, because there's very little time for the film to be saturated with light. So, okay, so you have an enormous amount of light, and you film this. You wait very nervously for next morning when you get the film back from the lab, and then you see how it looks like. And it is astonishing. And you did this with all kinds of liquids, and oil paint, and white oil paint, blue oil paint, mixed paints, and high up, and in different receiving liquids. And if you look at the film now, you will see, unless you remember it, all these images. One looks like a dolphin, and all these things in the sky, and this is all done in a salad bowl. And this was done before he even started filming. Sometimes I had a little aquarium, sort of, for a little, it's always small, because you don't need big. And this was, it was before principal photography started. He did this, and he was very, very proud. And this is intercut with the so-called split scan stuff, and this is shown here on these pictures. And also second unit photography flying low over Alaska and Greenland and canyons, and distorting it chemically in the bath so that you don't really know. Well, if you look very carefully, you can see it's awfully like the Grand Canyon or something like that, but it doesn't really matter. You mix it up, and there you are, bingo. And this was before first moon landing or anything like this. So he was a bit nervous when we saw the first pictures of actually how the Earth looked like when we had the first photographs coming back. And it should have been a little bit darker, but he was quite pleased that his guess was awfully correct. So I think that's just one little episode I want to tell you about this. I really didn't work on that film. I visited him regularly, and the only little thing I had to do was suggesting a piece of music which he used, and it was always my sideline, and is suggesting music. I didn't choose it. I only suggested, and otherwise I was in Zurich at that time, and I only started with him in '69 on Napoleon.
Yeah, and what was that piece of music you recommended?
I beg your pardon?
What was the piece of music?
Thus spoke Zarathustra.
That's
bum, 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 bum. I happen to know it, and he didn't. The piece actually is 45 minutes long. It's just the opening fanfare, and he wanted a piece of music that comes to an end. And is great, because the more you like a piece of music, the less it is possible to fade out or to cut. Because he respected composers greatly.
Who did Kubrick admire? Did he have mentors or other directors that he...
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He loved many. He was a film buff. All over the place. Like Ingmar Bergman, Woody Allen, Steven Spielberg, Carlos Saura, Edgar Wright.
Because you think of him as so iconoclastic, so in and of himself, the fact that he would be influenced or admire others.
I really don't know. I can't say. I mean, every artist, in fact, is influenced by others. There is no way you can't be. The more you are interested in art, the more you are influenced by it. I mean, just think of let's say, Beethoven taking a piece of Mozart and doing a cello piano version of this. And he admired Mozart. The first thing he did for the Magic Flute was putting in a Bach fugue, sung by two men. Bum, 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 bum. So, it's always, you're always open You know, these people are so talented and so generous, and so there's a wonderful story, by the way, about Mozart being a bit squeezed for time. He suddenly got a job, because he always was short of money. He was in Salzburg, and suddenly he should deliver a string quartet, and Haydn was around and said, you don't have a second movement, a slow movement. And Haydn did. And he gave it to him. You know, if you're so rich, and there's a second movement in a Mozart single, which is actually by Joseph Haydn. So what? You know? So these people on that level are so generous.
Right.
Yeah,
I want to point out the woman on the screen there is the actress who played the stewardess. Now many years older, and she's really great talking about her experience. So, I don't know. Jan, who's this fellow?
I don't know.
This is the documentary about the costume design. It's on Live Binders if you want to watch it at home. I'm pretty sure that's what this,
Yeah.
this is.
Another thing I wanted to point out is this
That's
vinyl.
What is it? I don't know. I've never seen this.
Well, it is a short documentary that the curator from Hardy Amy's provided. It's a report. You are also included here.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Austin Beauty News bed.
Yes.
Now everything is clear.
Hardy Amy's related to the costume design. You can find over here.
Right.
So visitors can touch this button, or you can, as a tour guide, which will cause this thing to spin. Visitors cannot touch the actual model, but the button. And there's a little person in here, and if you look inside, there's sets. It's a model of the centrifuge. And then I think, you know, there are a lot of, as you discussed in training, a lot of objects, original props from the movie in this section. The spacesuit, the ape costume, behind you, the ape's head, and the helmet, the star child. There's a replica of the HAL panel right there.
So that's a replica of how?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller.
It needs to talk to really have the full effect.